So you might not have got the actual product. And the way that An-Nawawi rahimahullah describes is that you might not actually start to practice the good deed that made that person a righteous person. But the influence of that person rubbed off on you positively. And so you start to smell good. Whereas the influence of a bad friend is like a blacksmith. Even if you don't purchase anything of it, you're still going to smell like smoke. And anyone that doesn't smoke, but that has friends that smoke, and that came home one day and got in trouble with their parents because their parents thought they were smoking, can tell you about this. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalili." You're on the religion of your friends. If you're around people that stink, if you're around people that have bad manners, if you're around people that don't have standards of worship or purpose, if you're around people that waste themselves in things that are of no benefit, even if you commit none of those sins, you will inevitably be influenced by them. You cannot continue to hang around a dumpster and not expect to smell like garbage at some point yourself. It's not about actually picking up a piece or putting it on you. It's not about actually picking up the cigarette and smoking it. If you're around someone that acts in that, their character will rub off on you. And you know what the scary thing about this is? You might not even know how bad you stink until someone else smells you. Say, what is that smell? You go, oh. Because sometimes, Ibn Qudama rahimahullah said that a bad character is like a scorpion that's on your back. Someone has to point it out to you, a bad characteristic. Someone has to point it out to you before it bites you, but it's there, right? So you don't even know how bad you smell until you're around people that don't have that same stench. And then they realize that you stink. And then you start to wonder, you're in a gathering where backbiting has been normalized, ghiba. Everybody else is doing it. And then you start to hang around people that don't backbite as much, and they look at you funny when you say something about someone. And you realize you smell bad. Something's wrong because you've changed the environment. And so it's about how you smell and the smell of the people that you interact with. And there can be a good sense of this as well, because there's a societal implication to this also. Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when he saw a group of people coming from Iraq in the middle of the night, and the people were wondering in Medina, who are these people traveling through Medina in the middle of the night in Iraq? So he called out to them, and he said, where are you people coming from? And they said, min fajjin amiq, from a deep valley. He said, where to? Ila al-bayt al-atiq, to the Kaaba. Umar radiallahu anhu said to the people around him, he said, these people know Qur'an. There's someone around them. There's the sense of Qur'an. They answer with Qur'an. Something is up with these people. So he starts asking them questions about the Qur'an. Which ayah is the best? Which ayah is the best of the Qur'an? They recite Ayatul Kursi immediately. They all know Ayatul Kursi. Ayu ayah arja fil Qur'an. Which ayah gives most hope in the Qur'an? They recite قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Ayyul Qur'ani ahkam. What's the most decisive verse in the Qur'an? فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى. Whoever does an atom's worth of evil, of good, will see it. And whoever does an atom's worth of evil will see it. So he's asking these questions of the Qur'an, and he's like, these people have an influence on them that's there. I don't know who it is, but someone's there. And at the end of it, he goes, Afikum Abdullah bin Mas'ud? Is Ibn Mas'ud amongst you? They said, yeah, he's back here. He knew it. He said, these people have been hanging out with an extraordinary scholar of Qur'an, because their literacy of the Qur'an, the way that it naturally comes out of them, the way that it flows,